Listen, most guys wait for a sign. A smile, a like, a lingering look. They wait, then panic, then overdo it. That's the trap. Attraction isn't a lottery ticket you win when she flicks a switch. It's a skill you build, a presence you create. And yes, you can make that happen even when she's not interested right now. Not by tricks, not by lies, by becoming the kind of man who naturally draws attention. I'll show you how. No fluff. Real steps. Stories you can use tonight. 1. Stop being just nice. Be valuable instead. Let me tell you about Sam. For years, Sam thought being nice was the whole playbook. He smiled, agreed, said yes to everything, and learned to laugh at jokes that weren't funny just so nobody felt awkward. On paper, he was a great guy. In practice, he was invisible. Women liked him as a friend. They didn't look at him like he could be something more. That's the thing about nice. It's safe, expected, polite. It doesn't move the needle. Being valuable isn't about being loud or about showing off. It's quieter than that. It's about having things in your life that make you stand out because they show direction. A man who cares about his mornings, who spends time on a craft or a body or a small project, who has a few real friends he shows up for. That man carries a kind of weight people notice. It's not flashy. It's not always obvious on first glance, but it's felt. Value comes from purpose, not some grand life mission, just a reason to wake up that isn't chasing someone else's attention. For Sam, it was woodworking. He picked up a skill, small at first, then better. He made a bench, then a table, then built a little side hustle fixing old chairs for neighbors. Suddenly, he had stories, skills, calluses on his hands. Signs he was building something. He stopped saying yes to every invite and started saying yes to his work. That shift changed him. People listened. Women who once saw him as Nice Sam started asking about his projects. Curiosity turned to interest. You don't need to become a master overnight. Start small. Choose one thing this month you'll invest in. Maybe it's fitness, maybe it's learning a trade, maybe it's reading and then talking about what you learned. The point is not the thing itself, but the pattern. You do something for you, you get better, you keep showing up. That's the backbone of real confidence, the kind that's not needy and not trying to impress. It's simply there. Also, learn to disagree without being an ass. Saying no sometimes, holding a boundary, shows you're not pliable for anyone's convenience. People respect that. Women notice that because it signals integrity. You don't bend to please at your own cost. And kindness? Keep it. But make it firm. Kindness plus standards is stronger than kindness plus people-pleasing. The man who is kind and has standards is hard to take for granted. He's not seeking approval. He's living by values. That's rare, and rare feels valuable. So stop equating niceness with worth. Be decent, yes, but be more than that. Build things. Pick one passion, keep your word, set standards. The shift from being merely pleasant to being genuinely valuable is small steps done consistently. That's what makes you noticed, remembered, and wanted. 2. Reject her approval. Build your own confidence. Marcus used to check his phone like it was a lifeline. If she didn't reply fast, his stomach tightened. If she liked a photo and then didn't message, he replayed conversations in his head. Dependence on approval is a slow leak. It takes away your power without you even noticing. Real confidence doesn't come from likes or from how often someone texts back. Real confidence is quiet. It's the voice inside that says, I'm okay with or without this person's validation. That's easier said than done, I know. But there are small, practical ways to build that muscle, like training any other skill. First, make a list of non-dating wins. Small things count. You finished a report. You didn't eat junk for a week. You fixed the leaking tap. You called your mom. When you start cataloging these wins, you begin to see your life isn't all about responses from others. It's about action and results you control. Second, set boundaries and keep them. If you value your time, protect it. Say no politely when plans don't fit you. Don't cancel your day to chase someone's schedule. That doesn't make you rude. It shows you respect yourself. People respect that. Third, practice emotional self-soothing. When the urge to check a message rises, put your phone away for 30 minutes and go for a walk. Make coffee. Read a page in a book. The more you tolerate small stretches without external feedback, the less your mood rides on someone else's behavior. Then there's the mental shift. Stop asking, "Does she like me?" and start asking, "Am I being true to myself?" Approval chasing flips when your identity isn't wrapped around another person's reactions. You'll feel freer. You'll show up calmer. And that calm is attractive. Remember Marcus. Once he stopped making his mood dependent on replies, he became more present. He laughed easier, made plans, and lived. People noticed, not because he sought attention, but because his inner life finally had weight. Rejection won't break you. It's a fact. It stings, yes, but it's not the end. Every time you accept a rejection without losing your footing, you build a scar of strength. That scar is confidence. So start tiny. One day this week, don't chase replies. Spend that time doing something that fills you up. Track the small wins. Protect your time. This isn't about being cold or unkind. It's about not giving away your power. Do that, and you'll see attraction come not from begging, but from being whole. 3. Use silence and mystery, with dignity, not games. We live in an always-on world. People share everything. The result? Nothing feels special anymore. When everything is shown, nothing gets wondered about. That's where silence and a bit of mystery win. Not as tricks, but as simple truth. You don't have to reveal every piece of yourself right away. Think of it like a movie. The best parts aren't all at the start. They unfold. If you tell every story on the first date, there's nothing left to discover. Save the good chapters. Hold a little back. That doesn't mean lie or play cruel games. It means you're pacing yourself. You give someone space to be curious. Curiosity builds interest. Silence also shows comfort. When you're okay with pauses, when you don't scramble to fill every second with chatter or messages, you demonstrate self-possession. People who panic at a pause reveal need. People who settle into the quiet show presence. Presence is magnetic. Is practical tips. Don't reply instantly to every message, but don't ignore for days. Reply in a way that shows you have a life. Short, warm, and intentional. If a conversation ends, let it sit. Bring up something new later. Keep some stories for later dates. Let them come back to you asking questions they might not have thought to ask. Also, don't reveal your whole history at once. Vulnerability is good, yes, but pacing it builds trust. Share gradually, not all at once. That gives the other person the chance to invest. Investment works both ways. When they work to know you, they value you more. Be careful. Mystery is not manipulation. If someone asks a direct question, answer honestly. Mystery is what you keep naturally, not the lies you invent. It's honest withholding, not deceit. Practically, cultivate a life outside of texting. Have plans you keep. Be seen with friends. Post less. Live more. When your attention is not on the phone, your presence becomes rare, and that rarity holds weight. Silence can be scary at first. It feels like losing control. But as you get used to it, you'll find it's freeing. People will start to wonder about you, and wonder is a seed for attraction. Hold mystery with kindness, not arrogance, and watch how the dynamic changes. 4. Ignore the rigid rules. Build your own path. I once read a list. Don't text first, play it cool, act mysterious. Another list said the opposite. The point? Rules multiply, and none fit every situation. Men get stuck reading guides like scripts, then try to act like actors instead of themselves. That's exhausting, and it shows. Rules can help as a starting point. But if you follow them like a manual, you lose the one thing that actually matters: your authenticity. Women notice when a man is acting out of a script. They feel it in the pauses, the forced jokes, the rehearsed lines. Authenticity wins because it's consistent, predictable in a good way. You show up true to yourself. So how do you build your own path? Start by knowing what you value. If you like being direct, be direct. If you prefer subtlety, use it. Test things. If being straightforward got you better responses last time, do it again. If slow replies felt more natural and created interest, keep that rhythm. The key is to iterate on your real self, not a version of someone from a forum. Another big piece is reading the person in front of you. Some women respond to directness, others to playfulness. Listen, observe, and adapt. That's not rule-breaking for its own sake. It's active social intelligence. It looks like being present and flexible. Also, ditch the shame of not knowing. If a woman prefers honesty and you've been guarded because of some rule, try honest tonight. Say what you feel without performing. The worst that happens is she's not into it. The best is she's attracted to your courage. Making your own path takes practice. Start small. Try one interaction this week without following any dating checklist. See what fits. Keep what works. Drop what doesn't. Over time, you'll build a style that's yours, and that's more powerful than any copy-paste rule. 5. Make her chase. By making your life chase less. Chasing is exhausting. That's the simple truth. When everything you do is to get attention, you shrink. Making her chase isn't about being cruel or manipulative. It's about creating a life that invites others to step in, rather than you running after them. Picture this. Guys who have a full life, friends, hobbies, work that matters to them, naturally appear scarce. Scarcity here isn't drama, it's commitment. A man who fills his time with things he cares about signals value. People want to be part of things that feel alive. If your life is empty and waiting, you look like a placeholder. If your life is full, you look like a prize. So how do you flip it? First, schedule your non-negotiables and keep them. Those are your workouts, your learning hour, your friend dinner. When someone's plan collides, you don't always cancel. You show you respect your own rhythm. That sends a message. Your time matters. Second, invite rather than beg. If you want someone to see you, create an event worth coming to. A small hike, a dinner with friends, something you enjoy. Invite once with confidence. If they don't join, move on. No pleading. That calm selectivity increases desire. Third, lead in small ways. Make plans and offer clear options. People are attracted to men who take responsibility without being bossy. Leadership here is gentle. Pick a place, pick a time, be decisive. It reduces friction and shows you're comfortable taking initiative. Fourth, be selective. Not every woman deserves your energy. Clear standards aren't arrogance, they're clarity. When you're selective, you're not desperate. That clarity forces people to decide if they want to match your level. A final note. Making her chase is also about emotional availability. Be present when it matters, but don't be emotionally needy between times. Balance warmth with steady independence. That tension, warmth plus independence, is a big part of attraction. Do this, and you won't be running for attention. You'll be living. The right people will step in. The rest will move on. Either way, you keep your dignity, and that's worth everything. I once knew a guy. Call him Noah. Quiet, safe, invisible to the woman he liked. He stopped trying to be her mirror. He learned the guitar again, started small hikes, and stopped chasing likes. 3 months later, that same woman started messaging him, curious about a photo of him on a trail. She didn't fall for his lines. She fell for the life he'd quietly built. You don't need to trick a woman into liking you. You need to stop shrinking, start growing, and hold your ground. Build your value, reject the need for approval. Use silence with dignity. Create your own path. Live a life worth joining. If you do that, interest will follow, sometimes slow, sometimes fast, but it'll be real.